Well, good evening and welcome to a special Saturday night edition of the KPEG Game of the Week. In Game 2 of our weekend double dip tonight, it's the Lompoc Braves versus the Santa Barbara Dons. My name is Greg Ratcliffe, broadcasting live from beautiful La Playa Stadium on the campus of Santa Barbara City College, where the 3-0 Braves are set to take on the 2-1 Dons. As Santa Barbara High School is currently having its stadium upgraded, the Dons are playing their home games here at La Playa. And from our perspective here in the press box, we will consider that a blessing. Anytime we get the rare opportunity to broadcast a game from this stadium, which in my opinion is by far the best football venue in the area, we will take it. Now, Lompoc will take the field tonight undefeated on the year after demolishing San Marcos 72-14 last Friday. The Braves have now outscored their opponents this year by a collective score of 158-28. Now, Santa Barbara lost their season opener, but since then have won 2 straight, the latest being a 47-0 thumping of Channel Islands last week. Dominating in both their wins, the Dons have now outscored their opposition 119-47. So tonight, with 2 powerful teams going head-to-head, the Braves try to keep the perfect season intact, while the Dons look to be the ones to break it up. I spoke with Braves head coach Andrew Jones earlier about his team's performance last week and what he expects to see here tonight. Here's Coach Jones.
Well, I'm here with head coach Andrew Jones. Coach, your team turned in another impressive win last week, defeating San Marcos 72-14. Now, those numbers represent both your highest scoring output of the year and the most points allowed as well. But let's start with the offense. That offensive line of yours is just doing an incredible job up front, aren't they?
Yeah, they did a good job. I mean, just anytime you score against anybody with 1 play drives, 2 play drives, you got to tip your hat to the guys up front. It's not like San Marcos was standing there or anything. They did some things different. They brought some stunts, and then we got some pretty good players behind those guys as well. So definitely they've been clicking, playing well, and they got to continue to play well if we're going to be able to move the ball.
Well, speaking of 1-yard possessions, Toa Tawa, 3 carries, 169 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty amazing stat line.
Absolutely. Kind of reminded me of Nico Hayes a few years ago. You know, he did the same thing to Napomo, had 3 touches, 3 touchdowns, and 175 yards or something like that. So same thing, you know, with Toa, and I know Dallas had 1. Ruben probably could have had 2. He slipped one time. Manzo had a great day in the return game. Shamar had 1 or 2 touches. I mean, it's just if we can mix it up and control the run game and mix in some of those passes to keep us balanced, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, you mentioned special teams. You had a great night there as well. I think that return game is going to be an awesome weapon for you this year.
Yeah, I mean, Manzo is just he's hard to describe. You know, he's just kind of slippery. Doesn't look like he's I guess you can, you know, he's just kind of elusive, you know, and he's not really afraid, and we always enjoy, you know, when they kick it to him. You know, I think it's gonna be public knowledge that people probably will avoid kicking to him.
Yeah, it'd probably be a wise move.
Yeah.
Defensively, your starters surrendered their first points of the year, but it was on a bit of a trick play. Overall, I think it looked like a solid night for them.
Yeah, you know, I mean, at times they can be disappointing. You know, we had the perfect stunt called, and I mean, it should have been a TFL. The guy breaks down the sideline, and then we went to goal line. Probably not the best call by us because they were 1st and 15. We should have loosened up, and we stayed in goal line. So Shamar got kind of caught inside, and got to learn from it and move on. You know, the other touchdown, obviously, we just let the other. We try to get everybody in the game, and so we had guys in there that, you know, get limited reps in practice.
Well, okay, regardless, you're 3-0 heading down to La Playa Stadium, one of the nicest football venues in the area, by the way, to take on the Santa Barbara Dons. First, why La Playa, and then why Saturday?
Santa Barbara's getting a renovated stadium, so they don't have a home stadium, basically. They were supposed to, but it's not done yet, so obviously for them to have a home game, that was kind of the only venue we could have, and then there might be a conflict with St. Joe or something that is playing Bishop Diego, so we ended up, long story short, having to play on a Saturday.
Well, what does that extra day do to you? Does it allow more rest, more practice? How does it affect the routine and the prep?
Well, I mean, we're just treating, Thursday is, more like a Wednesday. Friday will be more like a Thursday. We just kind of backed up our, our game plan or our practice, schedule. So taking the same approach, just things are going to be a little different Saturday. They won't be in school, so the routine will be a little bit off, but I think we'll be okay.
Well, and how about the Dons themselves? What's the story on them this year?
I think they got 2 rushing yards on the year, and they like to throw it. I think they were like 80-20. They're going to sling it around, and they're pretty good at it. So defending the pass, sometimes we've been really good at it, and sometimes we haven't been. So it's a great test for us. Santa Barbara is much improved from where they were last year. They were young last year, so those guys got another year of varsity experience. So definitely, something to where if we don't bring it, we might be caught up in a dogfight.
Well, okay. How about injuries? Who's out? Who's in?
I think we're okay. Beachy's still out. Connor's trying to work his way back from wrist surgery. I think we got some bumps and bruises, but for the most part, I think we're somewhat healthy.
Sounds like you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, as always, thanks for your time, and good luck against Santa Barbara.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, back live at La Playa Stadium, I'm joined, as always, by the Statmeister himself, Mike Loney. Mike, if you can get over being here at this beautiful stadium, what can you tell us about the Santa Barbara Dons?
Well, you can expect them to throw the ball, and then throw the ball, and then throw the ball, and if they get tired of that, they will throw the ball.
Okay. That kind of sums that up.
Yeah, they have basically not done much of anything running with the ball so far this year, and they really kind of only do that if everybody gets tired of throwing, and that doesn't happen very often. So,
you mentioned an interesting statistic about the Santa Barbara Dons offense on their way down here today.
Well, on max preps, they only show them with 2 yards rushing on the season in 3 games. I'm not sure they have complete stats listed, but that's kind of indicative of the information that they, in comparison to what they have passing, which is considerably more, somewhere in the neighborhood of around 300 yards a game throwing the ball.
Well, Coach Jones suspected there would be about 80-20 pass to run tonight. I think that's about right.
I think that's certainly within the range that I would expect. The Santa Barbara coach is J.T. Stone. I don't know how many of the folks out there remember him, but he used to be a quarterback in a spread offense at Dos Pueblos. And the only time I ever really saw him kind of miffed was when they ran the ball as a quarterback. So expect a lot of throwing.
We should see the ball in the air tonight. Santa Barbara Dons taking the field as we speak. Looking down at the stands below us, there is a large contingent of blue and white here representing the Braves.
There is indeed. Although I think we have established a new precedent tonight, Greg. I believe this is the first time we've ever had a game where the field was under the observation of a cruise ship offshore.
Yes, indeed. Probably about a quarter of a mile right offshore, right in our view, is a humongous cruise ship sitting right here in the channel.
Just off the Santa Barbara Harbor to the left of us.
I think they came to watch the game, Mike.
Yeah, well, they picked what could potentially be a pretty good one.
The Braves in their traveling white uniforms this evening.
It's certainly a much different atmosphere than at the old Peabody Stadium on the Santa Barbara High School campus.
This is by far one of the most wonderful venues to play football in that I have ever been associated with.
Yep.
We are certainly blessed to be here. And I hope the renovations they make over at Santa Barbara High School are really good, or the Dons aren't going to want to leave La Playa.
Yep. Looks like Frankie Gambardella, number 7 for the Dons, is loosening up and will probably be starting a quarterback. But Lompoc will get the ball first. And guess who's in on the return team?
Well, I see a number 35 down there.
Yeah, over on the is the right side deep back. Looks like Shamar Savage is the middle deep guy, and is that Canley or Manzo over there on the far side?
I think that's Canley.
I think that's Canley.
The one disadvantage that we have here is that we're quite a ways up from the field, and old guys like me have a hard time seeing that far away. Anyway, the ball is in the air. The game is underway. Fielded over on the far side at about the 15.
And
that is Canley. Gets it to the near side, hits up a block, and finally tripped up at about the 32-yard line. Return of about 15 yards for Dallas Canley, and here we go. I heard someone say earlier in the week that this may be the team that trips up the Braves. What do you think, Mike?
Well, anything's possible, but not necessarily likely.
The Braves will be on offense. They'll start at their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Xavier Nix calling the signals for the Braves from the shotgun. Gives it to Mando. Manzo on the first carry, sweeps left, breaks a tackle, and then finally tackled at the 41, a couple of yards shy of a first down, but a good start. That's about 8.
That actually reduces the Lompoc rushing average from last week by nearly half, which gives you some idea of just how bad that was last week.
Yes, that was. 2nd down and 2 from the 42. Tawa, the deep back. Manzo again in motion. Tawa gets the carry this time, straight up the middle.
Ooh.
Nice little gap. Weaves his way through down to about the 47-yard line. That'll move the chains for the Braves.
And he bounced a couple people.
Well, that just destroyed his average. Last week, he was 3 touches, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not so much tonight so far. 1st and 10 from the 46 for Lompoc. Nix will be under center this time. Toa, the lone back, 3 receivers up top.
Arrow formation.
Tawa, spin move at the line of scrimmage, but he's not going to go anywhere except down for a loss.
And he tried to pop that back outside to the right, and there was nowhere to go.
So there's something you don't see very often, negative yardage.
Loss of about 3.
Yeah, I think so. Back to the 43. 2nd down and 13. Just underway here from La Playa Stadium. No score. Braves with the ball first.
Santa Barbara is packing everybody up pretty close to the line. Their deep guy is maybe 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Draw play. Canley gets to the edge, makes a spin move at midfield, and dropped at the 45.
Close to a first down. I think he's just a bit short.
Yeah, I think you're right. Might be about a yard shy. Got an extra 5 yards after that spin move at midfield. And he will be 1 yard short. 3rd down and 1 from the Santa Barbara 45-yard line.
Nice 12-yard pickup, though. It's a little weird looking over and you just see the other team, or see the team. You don't, no seating, no fans or anything over on the far side. There is, however, a lovely view of the beach.
Which I'd rather have.
Full house backfield, and
that
give
is
it to
Ruben Cortez off of left tackle. Gets down to the 40-yard line. Needed 1, got 5. And that will move the chains for the Braves. 1st down, Lompoc from the Santa Barbara 40.
19 to go here in the first.
Yes, I think I'd much rather have a view of the beach than a view of stands from here. These are the days when I wish we were still doing radio vision. I'd love you folks to be able to see this. This is such a beautiful picture. Artificial turf down there on the bottom, artificial track.
And you can actually see the players' numbers.
From the shotgun, and a flag and whistles.
Ranzo was in motion, and I don't think he was the only one.
Yep.
And we'll move the Braves back 5.
First penalty of the night goes against the Braves, 5 yards to the 45. It'll be first down and 15. We'll try this again. Savage will go wide out to the top.
3 wide to the right.
Tawa the lone back next to Nix. Nix back to pass, dumps it off to Tawa, complete, but surrounded immediately. Breaks 2 tackles, and finally down at about the 43-yard line.
Picks up a couple.
Good pursuit there by the Dons defense that time. They were right there for that one.
Well, the first guy there wasn't able to make the tackle, but he was able to slow him down a little bit and wait for help.
Sometimes that's all you can do with number 35. So, second down and about 12.
Coleman and Morgan in as additional receivers, along with Manzo and Savage.
Savage to the left. Trips right. Same formation, pretty much. Looking to pass all the way. Going for Savage down the far sideline. This one will be out of bounds and incomplete. Chuck that one down to about the 10. And a little conversation going on between Savage and the defender back there.
Yeah, Savage had some room behind him, but the pass was floated a little bit because Nix was under heavy duress and kind of threw it from his back foot.
So incomplete pass will bring up third down, 3rd and 12. 7:33 left to go here in the first half. Braves burning some clock here on this opening possession. 2 receivers to either side this time. Tawa the lone back.
Santa Barbara showed blitz, backed out of it.
Got a man open on the far sideline. Complete. Touchdown, Braves.
And I think that was Johnny Manzo.
That is number 18, Johnny Manzo.
That was the Manzo.
And he about was 3 or 4 yards behind the defender on that one. And Xavier Nix did a great job hitting him in stride. And the Braves are on the board with the big play.
7:27 remaining here in the first quarter.
We talked all about the Dons passing game. Braves in the swinging gate, and that'll draw a flag.
And they're going to wave it off.
Wave it off, that's right, okay.
You had a linesman who hadn't seen the swinging gate in a while, I guess.
Yes,
and it's like, hey, everybody's moving, but and now we're going to get another one, and I think we're going to actually have this one enforced. It looked like.
Yeah, offsides against Santa Barbara. And that will be declined, so the Braves will line up again. We'll try this for the 3rd time. From the hold of Ruben Cortez. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Jose Silva puts it through the uprights. With 7:27 left here in the first, the Braves strike first. It's Lompoc 7, Santa Barbara nothing. You are listening to Lompoc Braves football on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
And KPEGradio.com on the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back at the studio. We're having a ball. We hope you're enjoying our coverage. Hope you were able to catch us last night when we brought you our first Cabrillo game of the season. It didn't quite go Cabrillo's way, but
yeah, well, went Cabrillo's way like a truck rolling downhill. They had some opportunities, but they couldn't really convert on them, and tackling was not spectacular.
Well, the Braves just cashed in on an opportunity. That was a 43-yard touchdown pass. Nix to Manzo.
And they basically burned 4.5 minutes off the clock on that.
Kickoff fielded at the 15-yard line. And tackled very quickly. That was
Jacob. I think that was Jacob.
Jacob Hunt, number 84, in there to make the stop.
Ball was taken at about the 15, and the ball carrier was taken at about the 18. And
so the Dons will take over for their first offensive possession of the evening. 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line with 7:22 left here in the first quarter.
and they come out.
Dons will come out on a 5-receiver set, 4 up top, 1 here to the short side. Shotgun formation. Empty backfield. Think it's a pass, Mike?
Oh, I think it might be. It was a pass attempt anyway.
Incomplete out there on the far sideline.
Tried to hit number 1, Dallas Reddick, over there, and he was covered by a guy wearing number 35 for the Braves. And I'm not sure that's the wisest place to be picking on. But, it was thrown wide anyway.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10. Three receivers up to top, 2 here on this side. Rolling to his right. Now throwing on the run, complete, but tackled by 4 white shirts, short of the 20-yard line.
Yep.
Quarterback for the Dons, Frank Gambardella,
who rolled right on that one and was trying to find somebody, but everybody was pretty much covered, and so he just dumped it off to the outlet, and the outlet got plugged.
Gain of a couple out to the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Gambardella, a 6-foot, 150-pound junior. Looking at a 5-receiver set again. Looking left this time. And will throw out of bounds and incomplete at about the 45. This time.
Looking for number 2.
Natani Drotti.
And that was thrown well out of bounds. Manzo was over there on the coverage late, but
yeah, that one was out of bounds and uncatchable either way. So 3 straight passes, 3 and out, and the Dons will be punting away. That looks like Savage.
Yeah, that might be Savage. Ooh, pressure up the middle.
Shamar fields it at the 47 of Lompoc. Trying to get to the near side, gets the edge, gets a block, he's to the 40, cuts it back into the 30, breaks a tackle at the 25, and down at the 16-yard line.
Number 4 finally got him on the ground.
Nice return by Shamar Savage.
That's Oliver Vallejo.
And we have a flag down, however, Mike, back at the 43. That's in the area where you find holding or illegal blocks or something of that nature. Yep, illegal block against Lompoc will negate a real nice return by Shamar Savage. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And they'll march it back to...
See where it ends up at the 45 or so.
About where he caught it.
Yeah, just about. Put it right at the Brave 45. 1st down for Lompoc from there with 6:12 left here in the first quarter. Lompoc up early, 7-0.
And the Braves here a chance to burn some more clock. And the best way to defend this spread passing game is to keep it over on the sideline. They've done a very good job of that. I formation.
Tawa.
Ooh.
Bounces off one, bounces off another, now cuts it to the outside and finally tripped up just barely as he crosses midfield.
Yeah, gain of about 6 and 2 large bruises inflicted.
To the Santa Barbara 49 goes Toa Tawa, gain of about 6. 2nd and 4 from there. And that's one of those plays that shouldn't have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
But Toa being Toa made 6 yards out of nothing.
And there's a couple Dons getting up off the ground trying to figure out the license plate number of that truck.
2 receivers up top. Canley gets the carry this time.
Ooh.
Pushes the pile forward close to a first down at the 45.
Real close.
Close enough to move them, as a matter of fact. The chains are moving. First down, Braves from the 45.
And there was absolutely nothing there in the Braves line, and everybody just was pushing the pile, and it kept going.
It was kind of a rugby scrum there for 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
As the sun sets here at La Playa Stadium. What a beautiful postcard it is.
Mm-hmm. Behind the palm trees.
Big pass to Savage, complete. Gets down close to the 30-yard line. They'll put him at the 31 before he's brought down.
Ran over a couple defenders in the process.
It's another first down for Lompoc. This time at the Santa Barbara Dawn 31-yard line.
4:55 remaining in the first quarter.
Very methodical offense so far for the Braves tonight.
Well, except for the 43-yard touchdown strike. They've just been very businesslike so far. I formation again, 2 outside receivers.
Towel the deep back, big hole on the right side. Towers through it, makes the move at the 15.
What a cut.
He broke some guy's ankles at the 15-yard line, and Toa is in the end zone. Touchdown, Braves.
31 yards. And this Santa Barbara crowd is a little bit nonplussed.
Well, they shouldn't be shocked at what the Braves can do. I'm sure they've heard of number 35 and the rest of these guys. Again, the Braves will set up in the swinging gate. See if the officials are used to it now. Yep, no flag. And they will line up for the kick. Silva again from the hold of Ruben Cortez. Kick is away. The kick is up. The kick is good. So with 4:29 remaining here in the first quarter, the Braves up the lead. It's now Lompoc 14, Santa Barbara nothing. You're listening to the Lompoc Braves on KPEG 100.9 FM.
And KPEGradio.com, the Braves Radio Network.
We want to thank our friends George and Cheryl Bedford over at Sunset Auto Center. Thank you guys for signing up with us this year to help make our broadcast possible. Sunset Auto Center, thank you for your support of high school football and local community radio. Sunset Auto Center. So the Braves will set themselves to kick off once again. I'm not sure the Dons were quite ready for this.
No.
Maybe we're getting jaded, Mike. We're just accustomed to big leads early. I don't know. Deep man back at about the 10-yard line for the Dons. Kick is away. It will be fielded right at the 10. Trying to pick up some blockers on the near side. He'll get brought down at about the 22-yard line. Got him by the back of the jersey.
Number 11 again, Anthony Casillas, a 5'6", 170-pound junior. And he was hit by quite a few Braves.
They'll spot it at the 23-yard line. First down, Dons from there. A little under 4.5 left here in the first quarter. And they actually have a running back in the backfield with the quarterback this time. 4 receivers set.
Ooh.
There's that running game we talked about, Mike. That'll lose a yard.
That was number 24 for the Dons, Drew Williams, and Drew Jelani Henderson in the rotation, and Jelani popped them.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the near side, 1 lone back with Gambardella. Looks right, now rolls right.
Oh, under pressure.
Directing traffic, throws deep, over the head at the 40-yard line, and incomplete.
Yeah. And guess who was chasing him?
Could have been any number of guys.
Would you be shocked to learn that there was a guy named number 1 in hot pursuit, or wearing the number 1, named Leandre Coleman, who was chasing him?
Maybe the habit this year of living in the opponent's backfield.
Mm-hmm.
3rd down and 11 now for Santa Barbara. Same formation, 3 up top, 1 wide left to the short side from the shotgun. Gambardella back to pass, inside screen complete, but rattled hard at the 23-yard line.
And he was eclipsed by DeLuna.
Juan DeLuna whacked him good for no gain. Now they give him 1 back to the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 10. But that was a yard you'd probably rather give up rather than have to take that hit.
Yeah.
DeLuna just rocked him.
Mm-hmm. If he'd gotten past DeLuna, he had a little bit of room, but Juan was not convinced that that was anything but...
Punt is away, bobbled by Manzo at the 50. Let's see who comes up with it. The Braves do.
He dove on it.
Yeah. Well, Manzo, a good job to cover up that one. And the Braves will take over 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line with 2:41 left here in the first quarter.
And you know things are going your way when you muff a punt and you pick up 3 yards. 2:41 remaining here in the first. Braves beginning their 3rd possession.
Touchdowns on their first 2. Can they make it 3 in a row?
Certainly going to work on it.
2 receivers to the near side.
Savage out wide right.
Canley, the deep back, took it to carry. Big hole on the left side. Now he's running down the far sideline to the 30, the 20, makes a move at the 15, and out of bounds at about the 10.
It's going to be inside the 10, I think.
Yeah, looks like I'm giving about the 7 or 8.
Dallas Reddick was over there trying to cut him off and managed to get just enough of an angle that he was able to grab an ankle and kind of whip him out. But only about a 43-yard pickup, Greg.
You can't say enough about the holes that this offensive line is creating for these guys to run through. They're just doing a spectacular job. 1st and goal. Ball at the 7.
High formation. Right up the middle.
Down to about the 4 goes Canley. I think we'll see him in the running back rotation more and more as he gets a little healthier from that hand injury.
Yeah, and especially if the score keeps getting more and more lopsided in some of these games. There's no reason not to get everybody in there. And
speaking of everybody in, full house formation.
Mm-hmm.
Canley off a left tackle. Touchdown, Braves.
Got a pretty good guy in there blocking for him that time. Tuatala took 2 guys and stuck them in the end zone. And then 3rd guy came over and Canley took him in.
Well, the Lompoc Pep Band came along for the trip. They're down to our left, playing my favorite song. 20-0 with the PAT coming up. Again in the gate. This time they'll snap it. That's Ruben, fakes the pass, and fights off a tackle at the end zone, and he's in. 2-point conversion is good. For those of you who don't know, Ruben Cortez, for years and years when he was playing YFL, outstanding quarterback. So he knows how to do it. 1 minute and 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lompoc ups the lead again. It's now Braves 22, Dons nothing. You are listening to the Lompoc Braves on your home for local sports.
And we've got some Santa Barbara Braves or Santa Barbara Dons fans sitting directly in front of us who aren't quite sure what's happened.
I would direct their attention to the scoreboard. That's what happened. Also direct your attention to the Surf Connection. Thank you so much to everybody over at the Surf Connection. Robin, Dave, the whole crew. Thank you for your support of local high school sports and local community-based radio. The Surf Connection, thank you for being one of our sponsors here tonight and all season long. Mike, did I say it was 22-0?
I don't remember if you said it, but it is.
I'll say it again. It's 22-0. Braves on top. They kicking off once again.
First quarter is not over either.
Fielded at the 13. Gets through the initial wave, but falls forward up to about the 28-yard line.
I believe that was Reddick again.
That will be the best starting position for the Dons so far tonight. And that's not a good thing if you're a Santa Barbara Dons fan.
Minute 20 to go. Yeah.
Lights are on now here at La Playa.
And it's gotten dark and they've turned on the lights on the cruise ship, so.
Ooh! Pass complete, immediately tackled by Dallas Canley. He got planted in that artificial turf at the 32.
And that was number 11 again, and Anthony Casillas. And he took a shot.
Didn't know you could plant things in artificial turf.
Well, now you know. I'm not sure they'll grow.
I don't think they'll grow.
But that was definitely...
Two receivers to either side, second down and about 6.
Trying to run outside. And guess who was waiting for him out there?
There's Toa Taua, brings him down at about the 35-yard line.
That was number 17, Drew Galindo, a 5'10", 165-pound junior. And
it'll bring up third down and 3 for Santa Barbara from their own 35-yard line.
And they had some poor wide receiver out there trying to block Taua one-on-one.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top, and whistles. Timeout called by Santa Barbara. Stops the clock with 4 seconds left in the quarter. Interesting. Don't think there was really a play clock issue. They could have just let the quarter run out and say timeout. Anyway, I'm not the coach. I just talk about it.
Well, I'm not sure the coach called that timeout. It may have been the quarterback. But sometimes panic sets in a little bit. But that's one of the toughest things for players to learn is when you need yards, when you need time, and when you need some other things.
And you know what I need right now? I need to tell you about Tom's Restaurant. Kim, thank you. A big thank you to Kim at Tom's for being with our crew this year. We appreciate your support. You know we can always count on you. If you see Kim downtown, tell her thank you for being part of Braves football on KPEG. Tom's Restaurant.
Tom's? I thought you were going to say Tom's Burgers, but I don't think they deliver down here. Trying to throw.
Ooh, complete across the 40 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And by golly, I think the Dons have got their first down of the night.
They do. They rolled them left, and
that will bring the quarter to an end. 12 minutes in the books here at La Playa Stadium. It's Lompoc 22, Santa Barbara nothing. You are listening to Lompoc Braves football on 100.9 KPEG and kpegradio.com. I'm Greg. He's Mike. Judy's back home.
At least we hope she is.
And we're glad you're with us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Where are we going to be next week, Mike?
Houck Stadium.
We are. We're going to be back home as the Lompoc Braves will be hosting the Rigetti Warriors next Friday night. Back on regular Friday night schedules.
Santa Barbara will have 1st and 10 at their own 42, their best field position of the night.
Rigetti's coming to town, Mike. You know what that means, right?
Purple?
That's right. We get to play the Purple People Eater in pregame.
Oh, yes.
My favorite part of the year.
The one-eyed, one-horned, flying Purple People Eater.
Yep.
Can't forget that. 3 wide right, 1 wide left, 1 back.
We'll turn around and go the other way now. Santa, we're going from left to right on your radio dial.
And I think we're going to have some retrograde motion here, Greg.
Well, we have whistles and flags, that's for sure. And a false start called against the Dons.
And the coaching staff really thrilled to have that happen, coming off of a timeout, 1 play, and then the quarter.
Not exactly the way they drew it up. 1st and 15. Ball now back at the 37. From the shotgun, they'll go to the ground game, and that was not a good idea in this case because he got stacked up right at the line of scrimmage if he got that far.
Yeah, they went to the ground game, and the runner went to the ground. Without a whole lot of delay between those two things happening.
About I'm going to give him a half a yard on that, but it's still 2nd and 15.
Maybe 7.5 Scotias.
Something like that.
Or a 0+. Well,
2 receivers to either side. 1 back. We go back to the air.
Blitz.
Pass complete across the middle. Flag down, runner down at the 45, and another flag down.
Yeah. So this one's going to be...
There'll be a lot of discussion about this one. 2 penalties on the play.
The play resulted in a gain of about 9 out to right around the 48.
Offsetting penalties, holding called against the Dons, a face mask call against the Braves. So that play never happened. That was a whole lot of nothing going on. So we'll repeat 2nd down. 2nd and 15 from the 37-ish.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the low side, 1 up top. Quarterback rolling to his right, throwing on the run. Incomplete on the near sideline.
A little better throw would have potentially had some room there in front of Shamar Savage, but I think Shamar kind of scared the quarterback a little bit, and that was probably about 5 yards wide.
Well, Shamar could cover some ground in a hurry. That is true. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 15.
And it looks like the Braves might be up to something here.
4 wides. Inside screen complete, but dropped immediately at the 35.
And who was that guy in there? That was Jelani again that blew that one up. Loss of 3. Yeah, they're going to give them sort of forward progress. So,
timeout Braves. Where did they spot that? The 37, I guess, right at the line of scrimmage. So it's 4th down, 4th and 15.
Well, before it was kind of the line of, it was kind of the 37-ish, and now it's more the 37. So that little bit that he got on that run earlier has gone back.
The ish is gone.
The ish is gone. Yeah.
Timeout Braves with 10:29 remaining here in the first half. Lompoc up 22-0. 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. And put the Braves in the driver's seat here at Santa Barbara City College.
A 2-point conversion that they really had no business getting, because that was supposed to be a pass and everybody was covered, and Ruben just kind of tucked it up and said, well, I'll give it a shot on the ground, and they decided not to tackle him, and so.
Well, 4th down, and the Dons are going for this in their own territory, Mike.
Well, we'll see. They're going to quick kick it.
Quick kick. Yep, there we go.
Shamar was back. And it will.
Takes a nice Lompoc bounce backwards towards the Santa Barbara end zone, and it will be out of bounds at the 31. So the Braves will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line with 10:21 remaining till halftime. Lompoc up 22-0. And the people that were thinking that Santa Barbara might be the ones to knock off the Braves might be rethinking that idea about now.
Yes, indeed. 10:21 remaining in a half. Lompoc begins their 4th possession.
Savage, wide right. Manzo in motion. Fake to handoff. Nope.
No.
Gives the handoff to Toa Tawa.
Hand off the other direction.
And Tawa will get up to the 34.
Fake the handoff going one way and gave it back to Tawa coming.
We have a Brave down on the field, Mike.
Never a good sign.
Across the far side, the visitor side of the field, just the other side of the hash mark at the 35-yard line. Cannot tell who that is yet at this point. And this is one of those games when I should have brought my binoculars. Clock stopped with 10 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. Injury timeout. Braves leading 22-0. Training staff is out. Players moving around down there. That's always good to see.
Tawa picked up 3 yards on that carry. So it will be 2nd and 7.
From the 34, which is right where our injured player is at.
Quite a few training staff people from both sides out there, and so even with your binoculars, I don't think you'd be able to see Greg.
Yep. All the Dons players down on a knee, both on the field and on the sideline. It's always nice to see. And there are a lot of Dons players, actually. I don't know the count, but looking at them, there's a bunch of them. It's a good turnout on their squad.
Young squad, and I think they may have brought some kids up from the JV team. JV game was down here yesterday, and Santa Barbara won that one 28-8. Which kind of bolstered some of the Santa Barbara folks into thinking that this one might be a lot closer than it is so far. Looks like they're working on a leg.
We've got some of the heavy lifters on the Lompoc team going to come over and help this young man off the field, perhaps, raising him up.
Still number 77 for the Braves. Jacob Nunez, who's been 6'3", 270 sophomore, who's been in there right tackle most of the season.
Looks to be a lower extremity issue of some sort. We hope that is nothing serious. We'll get him over to the training table and Get him looked at by one of the best in the business.
2/5 of the Braves starting O-line from the beginning of the season are now out. Mentioned that Jacob Beachy, starting center, was injured early.
A couple of weeks back, that's right.
Hope he's
Tom
doing
Blanco
better.
will go over and take a look at this young man.
And should also mention that Giovanni Quadra, the Braves punter, who sustained a head injury.
Well, look out. We'll get back to that because Toa just broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and he's gone. Touchdown, Braves.
Not even close.
Nobody touched him. Sometimes you just have to stop and say, wow. Just like that, the Braves up 28-0.
9:37.
With the point after coming up.
And,
this time they'll just line up traditionally for the kick.
Yeah.
Probably seen the last of the swinging gate.
Yeah, Braves jogging a player off the field.
One too many on there. Now we got it. Kick is away. No, this kick is blocked.
Yeah.
So that kind of negates the 2 points we had earlier, but I think the Braves will survive that little mishap. 9:37 left in the second quarter. It's 28-0. Lompoc Braves leading the Santa Barbara Dons.
But Giovanni Quadra, as you mentioned, Braves punter, was playing a nice safe sport, soccer, in a friendly game on Sunday a couple weeks back, and knocked heads with another player and sustained head injury and is out for the season. And so don't want to forget him. He's still a part of this team.
I understand he is doing much better, however.
That's always good news.
He was looking rather serious there at first, but he was taken down to Santa Barbara, right over here.
Cottage Hospital.
Cottage, and they took good care of him, and I understand he's doing well. So.
Yeah.
So we'll take a moment and tell you about Wilkerson Chiropractic. Thank you, Dr. Mark Wilkerson, for being with us tonight and all season long. We appreciate your support here at local community radio as we bring Lompoc Braves and Cabrillo High School football to our listeners. Thank you, Dr. Mark Wilkerson at Wilkerson Chiropractic. Kickoff fielded at the 15 and will be returned to about the 28.
And that was Anthony Casillas again. And he's going, guys, I would appreciate some walking.
The Dons will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line officially with 9:32 left in the half. Santa Barbara now in a 28-point hole and really haven't been able to do anything offensively. They've got one first down.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the neighborhood of about 12 yards total offense.
If that.
4 receiver set. Quick throw, complete to the far side. Picks up a block at the corner, but that didn't last long. Knocked out of bounds at the 30, maybe the 31.
Yeah. And that was excellent defensive pursuit.
It's Coleman over there on the edge, along with Canley.
Yeah, they tried to block Canley and run outside of him, and Coleman came from probably 5 yards inside the hash mark to get outside to make that stop.
Gain of a couple, however. 2nd and 8. Quick pass to the right side this time.
Tried the same kind of thing. But
immediately nailed.
And that was
Brian Morgan all over that one.
Yeah.
So yet another completed pass for no gain.
So, a couple nice plays by sophomores.
In years past, the Braves' passing defense has been somewhat questionable?
Sometimes iffy.
So far, so good tonight for Lompoc on D. They've got this figured out. Another pass. This one is knocked away. Incomplete.
Almost picked. Canley won at that one. And
Canley, I think, got at least one, maybe two hands on that one.
It just wouldn't stay in the grip.
But the good news is it didn't go in the receiver's hands either. So incomplete pass, 4th down and 8, and yet another punting situation for the Dons. That's Savage back deep at his own 40. He'll take it on the run at the 38. Reverses direction, breaks a tackle at the 45.
Watch out.
He's at the corner, skips another one down to the 40. Flag down. Shamar Savage all the way down to the far sideline. Touchdown, Braves, but will it hold? Nope. They're already bringing it back. Flag down at the 43-yard line. It's the Dons' 43. And a nice return of about 62 yards is going to come back.
It's right around where you managed to break the second tackle. I wonder if they flagged him for a face mask.
We will know momentarily. Nope. Illegal block. 10 yards from the 43, puts it at the 47 on the other side of the 50. And they're going to put it at the 46.
Hasn't really made a whole lot of difference to the Braves tonight. 7:45 remaining here in the first half.
That's got to be discouraging, though, when you have kick returns for touchdowns called back on penalties. Yeah. Manzo knows how that feels.
Second time tonight. Yeah. At least they're spreading the wealth a little bit.
Okay.
I formation with Tawa in the back.
First down Braves from their own 46. Tawa up the middle, breaks one, goes down right about midfield.
Pick up a 4. And he is one tough runner.
Tawa out, Canley in. Seven minutes, 20 seconds left in the half. Braves up 28-0. They've got a 2nd down and 6 from midfield. Manzo in motion. Canley gets the carry.
Nice hop, skip, and a jump.
All the way down to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Braves.
We're under 7 minutes here.
Approaching the halfway mark here of the second quarter. It's been all Braves so far. Lompoc will send 2 receivers up top. That's Savage and Manzo.
Watch a run play coming back here to the left. Yep.
Ruben Cortez gets the carry this time. Not much action there. Down to the 40 and back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
I think that was supposed to come left, but Santa Barbara did a really good job of jamming up things on that side, and he had nowhere to go.
Ruben will head out. Here comes in Nix with the play.
And one of the guys he's talking to was Toatawa. Savage and Manzo to the right side.
Tawa the deep back. Nix under center. Quick pass complete to Savage. And he'll get wrapped up. Well,
eventually.
No, he won't not get wrapped up. He breaks free somehow and trots down the sideline unabated to the end zone. How did he get out of that scrum over at the 37-yard line? I don't know.
Maybe he's been taking lessons from Houdini, but
he was stopped dead in his tracks, had 2 green shirts all over him, and somehow just stepped away and ran down the sidelines for a score. That is pretty amazing. And now we've got some Santa Barbara people just totally stunned. Here, they're sitting in front of us with these glazed looks on their face saying, who are these guys?
5:38 remaining.
Silva to kick. This one is away, and it is good. So as Mike said, 5:38 left in the second quarter. Our score is now Lompoc 35, Santa Barbara nothing.
And guess what, Greg?
What's that, Mike?
35-0 means you have a 35-point margin.
You're
which is
suggesting
a
we may have a running
requirement
clock
for a running clock.
Oh my gosh. Second quarter.
Again. Have we had a game this year that hasn't had a running clock?
No, actually, we haven't. This is our fifth game of the broadcast season, and first four had running clocks, and this one is looking like it's trending in that direction.
This one looks like it's stampeding in that direction.
So before it gets too far along, let's tell you about the Box Shop. Thank you, Box Shop Bob, for being with us tonight. And all season long, we appreciate your support. And we thank you for being a part of our broadcast team. The Box Shop, thank you for help making these broadcasts possible.
Yeah, one of the better kicks from Silva and down to about the 8. Taken by Casillas again. And
he gets out across the 25 to about the 27, which is pretty much standard operating procedure for the Dons as far as starting field position.
Shudder to think about what Lompoc would be doing if they still had Mr. Araujo kicking off.
Oh my gosh. He was a weapon, wasn't he?
Yeah. 5:32 remaining in the second.
4 receivers, 1 here to the near side, 3 up top. 1 lone back next to Gambardella, the quarterback. They'll try a little run play, and then we'll get very little.
Yeah, it was a little run
That's
play.
That's why they call it a little run play. Just shy of the 30 to the 29. It'll be a pickup of 1.
I think that was Mr. Coleman in there again.
2nd and 9. At the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Once again, 2 receivers to either side. Braves up pretty tight. Nobody more than 10 yards back of the line of scrimmage. Pass in and out of the hands at the 45-yard line, intended for Latani Drati. And he had it in his hands and just plain dropped it.
And that was down about the Lompoc 37, 38-yard line.
That would have been a big boost for the Dons. Couldn't haul it in, however, and it's 3rd down and 9 after the incompletion.
Was working against Ryan Morgan, and he had a little bit of space, but that was a superb throw.
Same formation, 4 receivers looking to go down this time.
And who was that got in there?
Big sack. That is, turn around, young man, so I can see your number. 27. Jesus Corrales. With the big play in the backfield for the big sack all the way to the 21-yard line. And 4th down and very long for the Dons, and they'll line up in traditional punt formation this time. 4th and about 17.
I think that's Johnny Manzo back there at about the Lompoc 47.
Slightly high snap and
kick it away
short
from him.
kick. It'll roll out of bounds on the Santa Barbara side of the 50 at the 47.
That was one of those sprint to the side and kick it while you're running punts, and he did get it past the 1st down marker, but
Well, Coach Jones alluded to the fact that teams are going to get
tired of kicking to them, yeah.
kicking to Manzo and find a way not to. And I guess kicking it out of bounds is one way. But you've given the Braves an awfully short field. With 4 minutes and 1 second remaining till halftime, they've got 47 yards till pay dirt. And it hasn't really taken them that long to get there so far tonight.
Yeah. Braves have a couple guys who can cover that distance in 5-6 seconds. And the Braves are a little bit confused, and
they're going to have to call a timeout.
Oh, they were having to direct traffic back there, and
so with 4:01 remaining till half, the Braves will stop the clock and talk things over. You are listening to Lompoc Braves football on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG, and on the web at kpegradio.com. I'm Greg Ratcliffe. Mike Loney's over here next to me. Judy's back home spinning the dials and taking care of the graphics. Check out the graphics on the web, folks. Judy does a great job on those. They look great.
As always.
Again, we'll be back at Houck Stadium next week when the Rigetti Warriors come to visit the Lompoc Braves, back on a traditional Friday night game.
Rigetti coming off of a big and exciting win for them over their crosstown rivals in Santa Maria.
Looking at the teams in the Los Padres League, after last night's action, the Braves 3-0, of course, before tonight's game. Cabrillo dropped to 0-4. Pioneer Valley 2-1. San Ynez currently tied with the Braves at 3-0, and St. Joe batting .500 at 2-2.
Yeah, it took a hard loss last night, 24-23 loss when Bishop Diego scored with, I think it was 42 seconds remaining in the game, and then kicked the extra point to win it.
I think St. Joe was leading most of that game, weren't they?
Almost all of it. And St. Joe had missed an extra point earlier in the game. And those extra points aren't extra.
Yep. They all count.
Yes, indeedy. And the Braves seem to have figured out where everybody's supposed to line up.
Okay, and we're back to action. 1st and 10 at the 47. Manzo in motion. Who's got the ball? Manzo does.
Wow. Oh, goodness.
Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then fights his way for about 10 yards.
I'm surprised he didn't break some ankles. That was...
These kids have got some moves, I tell you.
But that was... You talk about stopping on a dime.
Yep.
That was a stop on a dime and give 9.7 cents change.
Just shy of a first down by a yard. At the 38-yard line.
I'll throw you one. That was 9 cents and 70 mils change. For those of you old enough to remember those.
Dating yourself again. 2nd and 1. Ruben Cortez takes the handoff straight up the gut of the Dons defense, and he'll get a first down to the 34.
And he had a hard hit by the first guy who hit him, but that was 4 yards downfield. This offensive line has just been spectacular.
Ruben's kind of turned into that short yardage back for the Braves. Getting those hard-earned 2, 3, 4-yard runs up the middle when they need it.
3 minutes to go here in the second.
1st and 10 from the 34. Canley in the backfield. Nick's looking to pass, throwing deep to Shamar Savage at the 5. Incomplete. 2 defenders converged on him right at the last minute to break that one
Shamar was open, and he had to wait for the football. Otherwise, that was a touchdown.
Yeah, Shamar had to slow up and wait for the ball to get to him, and that gives the defenders time to catch up and knock that one away. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:46 left until halftime. And the Braves will have a 2nd down and 10 from the Don 34.
And 3 wide to the left. Coleman wide to the top.
Fake the handoff to Toa Tawa. Xavier Nix keeps it himself and weaves his way through traffic all the way down to the 15-yard line.
And Xavier says, hey, I want on the stat sheet. And that's
Nice
a first
run.
down. 238.
Put it at the 15, first down from there. Clock now running, 2.5 left in the first half. Nix comes back in with the play. Tawa's still in.
When you think about that, that was just your average run-of-the-mill 19-yard jaunt.
Yep. Routine. Trips left. One receiver up top. Toa the lone back. Tawa gets the carry this time. Straight up the middle, makes a move at the 7. Say goodnight. Touchdown, Braves.
And I think there were about 3 guys who were trying to figure out how to get out of his way so he didn't hit them. Oh.
My goodness. This is a special football team. 41-0, point after coming up.
We do not yet have a running clock, but I would not be surprised to see it raise its ugly head sometime in the second half.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it at the second half opening kickoff, actually.
Although we still do have, what is that, 2:06?
2:06 left in the second quarter. Point after coming up. Cortez to hold. Silva to kick. This one is away. It looks nice to me. Officials agree. 2:06 left in the first half. Our score now, Lompoc 42, Santa Barbara nothing. You are listening to Lompoc Braves football on 100.9 KPEG, your home for local sports, and on the web at kpegradio.com.
The Braves Radio Network.
I mean, he loves to say that. I love to hear it.
And we're seeing a formation we have seen quite a few times tonight, and that's the Santa Barbara kickoff return.
Let's take a look at the Lompoc Braves schedule coming up.
After Rigetti next week.
Yeah, if I can find my information. After Rigetti next week, they'll be on the road to Templeton on the 29th. Back-to-back road games as they go to Pioneer Valley on the 6th. Then back home for a home stand. Well, they'll take a week off. And then they'll face St. Inez and St. Joe at home while they get ready for the big game to finish off the regular season on November 3rd.
And we have a development here.
Development?
A development. It's not Silva kicking for the Braves. Oh, and it takes a nice skip bounce past both deep men for the Dons and into the end zone. And we have a touchback for one of the few times we've seen it this year.
Was that Connor Hayes doing the kick?
I think that was.
My goodness. What a boy, Connor. Yes, a very rare touchback. Remember when that was commonplace?
I remember when it was commonplace to get, if it was short, it landed in the end zone. But it'll be...
1st and 10 Dons from their own 20. 4 receivers set. They'll go to the ground game and lose a yard. Ruben Cortez in on the stop for Lompoc.
I think that was Jeremiah Phillips on the carry, number 13. It was either 13 or 17. Phillips is a 6'2", 205 junior, and that's about what it looked like.
4 wides, 2 to either side, rolling left, throwing on the run, complete, but knocked out of bounds real quickly at about the 26. Coleman on the stop. Spotted out the 36-yard line. They need to 26. Excuse me. They need to get out to the 30. That is 3rd down and 4 for the Dons with 1 minute remaining in the half. Three receivers here to the near side, one up top. Makes the handoff, rolls to his right.
Heavy pressure again.
Under pressure, has to get rid of this one and incomplete.
And somebody came racing in there like a bullet.
Lucatero putting some pressure on.
And then you got some help from Jelani Henderson, who came flying in there.
Incomplete pass brings up fourth down.
The pass was low, and had it been on target, Toatella was right there.
Manzo back deep, and flags will fly before this one gets underway. See what this is about. No one seems to know. Well, everybody's kind of milling around, wondering what's going on. Well, they're going to assess a 5-yard penalty against the Braves and give the Dons a first down, Mike.
Okay.
Never did get a signal on what that was about, however.
Offsides, I guess.
Quick pass, complete. We're brought down quickly. The ball is loose. The ball is loose.
Braves say they have it.
DeAndre Coleman comes out with it, and the Braves have got the ball. So with 45 seconds left, the last thing in the world the Dons needed to do was turn the ball over, but that's just what they did. The Braves have got a first down at the Santa Barbara 37-yard line. And 45 seconds to see if they can punch in another one before halftime. My goodness. You do not need to help this team.
No. And the Braves have shown that 45 seconds is plenty.
Manzo in motion. Canley back, fakes to him, now throws to Manzo complete, and a nice ankle tackle out there at the line of scrimmage to save what was probably going to be a big play.
Nick's just kind of flipped it out there to Manzo, who was just kind of hanging around out in the flat all by himself for a bit. And loss of a yard.
2nd and 11 from the 38, clock running, 15 seconds left. Braves not in a hurry to stop it.
No.
4 receiver set, 1 up top, 3 wides to the left. Nick's looking deep to the left side.
Oh!
It's picked off. There's going to be a pass interference call, though, however. Shamar Sanders got knocked to the ground.
Ooh!
And a big tackle by Xavier Nix.
Oh!
And now some pushing and shoving going on and some more flags.
And some more flags.
We're going to have all sorts of trouble going on here. Lompoc coaching staff comes running out to restore order. Some of the Lompoc Braves were coming off the bench as well. We've got motion to back. I think some of these Santa Barbara players took offense to the tackle that Xavier Nix made on that return. And another flag coming out now as the Lompoc coaches walk off the field.
Say Buggy not throwing one. There's one,
got 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, out there. Who didn't throw their flag?
We got 4 yellow ones and a hat and a white one. Now, the first one was pass interference. So this half is not over. The clock runs 0, but that's depending on how this shakes out. That's a defensive penalty, and the half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Well, unless we have a bunch of offsetting penalties. In which case, they may just say, let's go talk about this at halftime.
Yeah, especially when it's 42-0. They might, discretion.
42-0, and you had a whole mess of penalties, and they're writing down numbers, and
we have to wonder if there might be ejections involved in this as well.
Indeed.
Some of this is going to have to be unsportsmanlike or...
But Matani Drati picked off the ball after Shamar Savage had just been knocked to the ground, and he took it from about the 5-yard line out to right around the 42, where Nix just absolutely blew him up. And as Nix got up, he was celebrating a little bit, and 2 Santa Barbara players hit him in the back. And
that's when the festivities started.
Yeah, and that's when it got real fun.
So Coach Jones is out there at midfield talking with the officials, and I think we're about to get some sort of clarification. Illegal. Okay. Pass interference against the Dons, declined by the Braves, and that's it. Everything else is getting waved off, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow. And that is probably due to the score, I would think, because you can't have 4 flags on the field and just pick up 3 of them. But I guess we just did.
Well, I think they may have. Sometimes the discretion is the better part of valor, or something. Yeah, sometimes get the kids off the field is what you need to do. And I noticed that they have sent them out separately.
Mm-hmm. They do have to go out the same area of the stadium, but they're doing it one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's probably advisable. Okay, well, after all of that, the first half has come to a close, and it's been a big one for the Lompoc Braves. Lompoc up 42-0 at halftime. We will send you back to the KPEG studio where you can hear all sorts of fun and entertainment about what's happening in the Lompoc Valley currently. And we will come back for the second half in 15 minutes. Stay with us, folks. Our halftime score, Lompoc 42, Santa Barbara nothing. While the teams take a break, let's take a minute to tell you about this season's sponsors.
These businesses stepped up to help the cause, and without their generous support, these broadcasts would not be possible. Thank you so much to The Box Shop, Friedrich Quality Plumbing, Hammond Overhead Door, Lompoc Community Bank, The Pizza Garden, Rose's Anything Athletic, Sunset Auto Center, The Surf Connection, Tom's, and Wilkerson Chiropractic. A heartfelt thanks to all of our sponsors for helping us to bring these games to our listeners.
I got smart about mortgages. Now, it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now, I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hey, football fans, do you have friends or family that live out of town but still like to follow Lompoc Valley football? Let them know that KPEG's game coverage is also streaming live on the web. Just send them to kpegradio.com and they can catch all of the action no matter where they are. That's kpegradio.com, brought to you by your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. By now, you've probably figured out that KPEG is not your ordinary average radio station. In fact, we're anything but ordinary. First, you'll never ever hear a commercial on KPEG. We're all about the music. And how about that music? We play more music with more variety than any other station in the area. And not just the standard tunes you hear everywhere else. Sure, we play rock and oldies and your favorite classic rock songs, but we'll also introduce you to some deep tracks that you might not have heard. Some new rock, and even some bands that are a bit off the mainstream. That's what makes KPEG so unique. Well, that and our exclusive live sports coverage. But the point is that KPEG is different by design. Enjoy it. We're 100.9 KPEG. We hope you are enjoying this special Saturday night edition of the KPEG Game of the Week featuring the Lompoc Braves and the Santa Barbara Dawn. Next week, we'll be back in the friendly confines of Houck Stadium, where the Braves will be hosting the Rigetti Warriors. Join us at 6:45 for pregame, and then get set for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Warriors versus the Braves, next Friday night, and you can find it right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over! Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
you can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The City Council meetings are your window into how Lompoc works. You can even speak to the council and let them know how you feel. But if you can't be there in person, you can always follow along on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and the web at cityoflompoc.com. That's right. We'll be there on the first and third Tuesday of every month, bringing you all the comments, discussions, and votes. So tune in for a live trimulcast of your City Council meetings, only on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and cityoflompoc.com.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Don't have a car? Too far to walk? Bike in the shop? Welcome aboard Colt, the City of Lompoc Transit. Sit back and let us do the driving. Colt serves the communities of Lompoc, Mission Hills, and Vandenberg Village. We offer comfort, low fares, convenience, free transfers, and great service. For more information and free trip planning assistance, give us a call at 736-7666 or visit us on the web at cityoflompoc.com/transit.
Hello, I'm Samantha Scroggin, Community Relations Manager with the City of Lompoc, and let's tune in to what's happening in Lompoc. Youth basketball signups are underway. We offer basketball leagues for 4-year-olds all the way up to 8th graders. Early bird registration runs through September 22nd at the Anderson Recreation Center. Next Friday, September 22nd, we have an Adventures with Paint workshop for kids 6 to 12. Your kids even get to keep their own painted canvas. Sign up at the Anderson Rec Center. Our annual Lompoc Valley Photography Contest this year will be held on Saturday, October 14th at the Dick DeWeese Community and Senior Center. Individuals interested in competing can do so by submitting photos between now and September 29th. For contest rules and an application, visit cityoflompoc.com or stop by the Anderson Rec Center. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our Recreation Division's Arts and Vines event. Applications are available on our city's website. School has started in the Lompoc Valley, and homework help is available at our Lompoc Public Library. Our homework club is held Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. We will have free tutoring available. We are also proud to now offer NASA books and educational resources at the Lompoc Public Library. For more information on all of these great events happening at the City of Lompoc, visit our website at cityoflompoc.com and be sure to follow us on social media. Our City of Lompoc Economic Development Division is proud to have launched our Business Help Desk at City Hall. Come talk to us about how we can serve you and your business needs and pick up some great resources. It's hard to believe, but the holidays will be here before we know it. Applications to participate in the Lompoc Valley Children's Christmas Season Parade are now available at the city's website, cityoflompoc.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time when we tune in Lompoc.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich? No. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I shop and cook for my mom every week.
I help my dad pay his bills.
I take my wife to the doctor.
Am I a caregiver?
Are you caring for a senior parent, spouse, or friend? Do you spend time helping with meals, shopping, or personal care? Are you stressed? Do you have less time for yourself? You are not alone. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Lompoc are caregivers. Visit caringtogetherlompoc.org or call 925-9554.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Do you love to swim? Do you think about swimming even when you aren't swimming? Well, we've got a publication for you. A poolside publication. Just surf on over to the Lompoc Parks and Rec webpage and click on Poolside Publication. That's cityoflompoc.com/parks_rec. You can sign up to have Poolside Publication emailed to you every week. You'll stay up to date on the Lompoc Aquatic Center, get to know the staff, and learn a thing or two about water safety. That's Poolside Publication. brought to you by the Lompoc Aquatic Center.
Hey Lompoc, now that your newest, bestest, most favoritist radio station is up and running, why not put us to work? If your organization has a nonprofit event or fundraiser coming up, let KPEG help spread the word. Just submit your public service announcement at least 2 weeks in advance and we'll handle the rest. Call us at 875-2750 for details. That's 875-2750. After all, KPEG is your community radio station. Serving you is what we do. You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG. The Southern California Gas Company is replacing a natural gas pipeline along Highway 1 here in Lompoc. Although customers are not expected to experience any natural gas service interruptions, during construction, one northbound and one southbound lane of Highway 1 will be closed just north of the airport. Lane closures will be in effect Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., again Monday through Thursday nights from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., and on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Work begins on July 10th and will continue through the month of October. For questions or concerns about the construction project, contact SoCal Gas at 1-800-427-2200. We hope you are enjoying this special Saturday night edition of the KPEG Game of the Week featuring the Lompoc Braves and the Santa Barbara Dawn. Next week, we'll be back in the friendly confines of Houck Stadium where the Braves will be hosting the Rigetti Warriors. Join us at 6:45 for pregame and then get set for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Warriors versus the Braves next Friday night, and you can find it right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
The World Wide Web has many things to offer, and one of those things is Tap TV. Just surf your browser to cityoflompoc.com/taptv. Click on any one of our 3 channels and you'll see original, locally produced television. Between shows, we have a bulletin board loaded with announcements and events in Lompoc, with rockin' KPEG radio as the soundtrack. It doesn't stop there. You can make your own TV show. Just stop by the Lompoc Media Center at 125 West Walnut on the 3rd floor of the Anderson Rec Center, and we'll show you how.
And welcome back to La Playa Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Ratcliffe along with Mike Loney bringing you Lompoc Braves football as the Braves lead the Santa Barbara Dons by a score of 42-0 at halftime. Now, the good news for the Dons is they will be receiving the opening kickoff here to start the second half. The bad news is they're down 42 and haven't been able to put any type of yardage on the books tonight, Mike.
Absolutely. Unless you consider 29 yards to be any kind of yardage in 22 plays.
22 plays, 29 yards, 0 points.
Two first downs, one by penalty.
That's not going to win you a lot of ball games.
No.
And they're going to have to, well, what can they do, Mike?
Well, they're going to have the defense show up and score a bunch of points, and maybe if they return this kick for something.
No, that could be a start, I guess.
Connor Hayes will again tee it up.
And the second half is underway. Nice end-over-end kick, fielded at about the 12.
Yeah. A little bit of a dispute between the two of them as to who is going to take it. Finally, Dallas Reddick pulled it out.
He'll get out to the 22. That's where the Dons will take over, first and 10.
Picked up about 11 on that. 11:48.
Just underway here in the second half. And we'll keep you informed on the status of the clock. We were speculating we might have a running clock to start here in the second half. We're not sure yet, but we'll know.
Yep. Hopefully we are done with the unpleasantness that we saw at the end of the first.
Oh, running play up the middle is swallowed in a hurry. Nothing there.
It looked like a wave of white-suited Braves just swamped them.
Loss of a couple back to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 12. That's not going to help their offensive stats any.
But Lucatero was in there, Ruben was in there, Jelani was in there, and there were a couple other Braves.
Bunch of starters still on the field for Lompoc.
Including Jeremiah Garcia.
4 receiver set, 1 lone back, quick pass out to the left, complete, and immediately tackled. The ball is loose. Did he?
Yeah, there
he was down. Incomplete pass. Which is the best thing that's happened to the Dons tonight because it was picked up and run for a touchdown.
And the clock did stop on the incompletion, Greg, so we do not have a running clock yet.
I take that back. The clock is running.
Oh, okay. Well.
Or did they? Jury's still out on the run clock. We'll let you know. What we do know is it's 3rd and 12 from the 20. 3 receivers up top. The Dons look to pass under pressure, rolling right.
Gambardella is running for his life and
finally gets run out of bounds at the 17 to avoid getting smashed by.
He did manage to get around a couple Braves, but he had Ruben coming right at his face, and he decided that he would rather be out of bounds than experience that. So
yes, Lucatero was there as well for the Braves. And that was an out-of-bounds play, and the clock is running. Okay.
Loss of a yard, and so
4th and 13, and another 3 and out. The Dons will punt.
Low kick. And
it'll roll as Johnny Manzo gets out of the way, and lets it roll dead at the Brave 44.
Manzo came up like he was going to try and grab it after it bounced a couple times, and you could almost hear the Braves coaching staff
get away from him,
firing up the getaway horns.
Yes, there were several green jerseys in the area as well, so that would have been a little risky proposition. I think discretion was called for there. First and 10, Braves from the 44. Clock is running. 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It'll be a quick second half, folks.
Braves had one possession in the first half they did not score on. The final one.
Fake to Toa, then a little screen pass over there to Cullen Ranny.
Yeah, nice pass out there to the fullback in the flat.
And he gets down to the 44-yard line of the Dons. That'll move the chains for the Braves. This is going so fast, I need to tell you about Frederick Quality Plumbing, folks. Thank you so much to Rick and Lisa for signing up with us this year. We can always count on Rick and Lisa to be with us. Thank you so much to Frederick Quality Plumbing for their support of local radio and local high school sports. Toa gets to the outside, cuts back to the inside, breaks a tackle and gets down to the 30.
And he's not having quite the success he had last week, but Braves will take it. Pick up a 13 on that one.
All the way down to the 31. First down, Braves.
And we're at 7:45 as the clock continues to roll.
That's Declan Sparrow in now at quarterback for the Lompoc.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Cortez off a right tackle, powers forward like he usually does for a couple. See where they'll put that one at the 30.
Give him a yard.
Give him one on that one is all. 2nd and 9 from the 30.
Yeah, we're seeing some other substitutions. Well, not wholesale at this point, but
down to the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Two receivers to the near side. Dallas Canley, the deep back. Sparrow hands off to Canley. He's got a big gap on the left side.
Great block.
Makes a move, picks up a block to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Braves.
Johnny Manzo and the other wide receiver who was in, I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Ryan Morgan. Gave him some absolutely beautiful blocks out on the outside.
That takes us to 48-0 with yet another PAT pending.
.48 remaining here in a second.
Silva's kick is up and good. We've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. We're almost halfway done with the third already. The clock has stopped on a score, and it is now 49-0 Braves. And you are listening to Lompoc Braves football on 100.9 KPEG, your home for local sports. Check it out on the web as well at kpegradio.com. I want to thank Greg Hammond and Hammond Overhead Door Company for being one of our sponsors this year. John and Marjorie. Mary, of course. Thank you to all the gang over at Hammond for their support of local high school sports and local community-based radio right here at KPEG. Hammond Overhead Door Company.
Hayes to kick again.
I remember the name Hammond from the roster a couple of years back when when Matt was playing. Kickoff return from the 12.
And that would be number 2 again.
Number 2 being Natani Drati. And he'll get across the 25 to about the, guess what? The 27-yard line. The typical starting spot for the Dons tonight. Oh, they just blew it, Mike. It's on the 28.
Yeah. Clock rolling at almost 6 minutes, so we're just about halfway done.
This could be a record-settingly quick second half. Yet the Braves still have found a way to put 7 more points on the board. 49-0.
In case you're wondering, the largest differential in the series was last year, 64-0 Braves. Traditionally, this was a much closer contest.
A run up the middle actually gets a couple of yards before Ruben Cortez wraps him up at the 31.
Is number 22, Chris Ramirez.
3 yards on the carry. That's almost a success for the Dons.
Certainly one of their better plays. As we mentioned, they had 29 yards in the first half. 15 of those came on one pass play. So when you got 21 plays for 14 yards, it's not too thunderbar.
2nd and 7 from the shotgun.
Oh, goodness.
Got 3 Braves in his face, now rolling for his life to the left. And DeAndre Coleman has got his sights on him and brings him down at the 28.
But he dropped back, looked upfield, and he had 4 Braves within 5 yards of him. And the fact that he was able to stay alive.
They were all heading right for his grill.
Yeah.
We'll give him forward progress to the 30, 3rd down and 8 after a loss of 1. Interesting to see the starters still out on the field for Lompoc at this point with 4:15 left here in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Rolling right this time. Got a man complete at the 50. Did that one on the run. Well done.
Yep. That was a nice pass on the run, and Tuatela came up and made the stop on the receiver, but that was number 11, Jackson Gonzalez. It's one of the few 3rd down conversions that we've seen.
Yeah, that's right. And a big one all the way down to the Brave 42. Is this their first incursion into Brave territory, Mike?
It is. And we're about 3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
First down, Dons from the Brave 42. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the short side. They're looking left all the way. Complete, but tackled immediately after the catch.
Ball's loose.
We're going to call this one complete and down before it came loose, okay?
Pickup of about 2 or 3, I think.
Let's see where they put this. They're going to put it at the 39. So, yeah, a gain of 3. Officials mark the ball down. Though the chains have not moved yet, the down marker hasn't moved. It's still okay. Well, they're going to put it at the 42.
Well, they're going to say incomplete, I guess.
Okay. 2nd and 10. 4 receivers once again. 1 back.
Running play.
That'll go nowhere in a hurry. Maybe a yard to the 41.
And that was Jeremiah Garcia again on the stop.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter, going by in a hurry. 3rd down and 9 from the Brave 41. You know they want to preserve the shutout.
Indeed. Second shot of the 3rd and long, and see if they can shut down the Dons this time.
Operating from the shotgun, looking to pass all the way, throwing deep down the middle. This will be over everybody's head at the 10. Incomplete.
Lots of pressure coming from number 27 for the Braves, and that would be Jesus Corrales. I have a feeling the Dons will be going for this, however.
Yeah, one would think. 4th and 9 from the Brave 41. Clock still running. 1:30 left here in the 3rd quarter. And this 12-minute quarter is going to take about 12 minutes and 30 seconds to get through.
If that.
Real-time football. 4th and 9. Rolling right. Now stops. Heaves this one down the middle of the field. And it is broken up at the 15-yard line.
Tried to get it to number 1, Dallas Reddick, and Johnny Manzo busted it up.
Good play by Manzo, and the Braves will take over on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 41, with just under a minute left to play here in the third quarter. We want to thank Lompoc Community Bank for being on board with us tonight. Appreciated all the support from folks over at LCB for supporting Lompoc Braves football, Cabrillo High School football, and Lompoc Community Radio here at KPEG. Lompoc Community Bank, thank you so much.
Ninth Lompoc possession starts at their own 41.
We should have just enough time to get off one play before the quarter expires. 2 receivers up top.
I don't expect to see the Braves throwing the ball a whole lot. Yeah, we're waiting for another guy to get out there.
And now we got 11 players on the field. Okay. Sparrow under center. Running play off of right tackle. We'll go out to about the 42. And that will bring the quarter to an end, Mike.
And we're seeing some subs for the Braves. I believe that was number 24 with the ball. Drew Williams. It was either Drew or Isaac Rachel, number 26.
We're 3 quarters into this one, folks, at La Playa Stadium. Our score is Lompoc 49, Santa Barbara nothing. And we want to thank Larry, the pizza guy, for being with us. Thank you so much, Larry, for your support. We very much appreciate you coming on board. The pizza guy at the Pizza Garden. Thank you so much. We got 12 minutes, and it'll take about 12 minutes to get through it. Running clock at the start of the second half, as the Braves have dominated from the opening kickoff. And they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 42 as we flip around and go in the opposite direction now. Braves will be working from left to right on your radio dial in their traveling white unis.
Yeah, Braves went 66 yards on 8 plays to open the game and have not looked back since.
Rick Frederick stopping by the booth to say hi.
And Drew Williams takes it off the left side and will pick up a 1st down.
Gets across midfield into Santa Barbara territory all the way to the 48-yard line. Be 1st and 10 from there. Got lots of subs coming in for the Braves. As we said, Declan Sparrow, the junior backup quarterback, in for the Braves, 5'11", 190 pounds. Taking over for Xavier Nix, who did a very nice job tonight. Drew Williams on the carry again for the Braves, gets down to the 46-yard line, pick up of a couple.
They basically just been running Williams in the middle, and then Williams to the outside, and then Williams in the middle again.
Well, he'll go out. No, he headed out. Now he's going back in.
Yeah.
Rachel out, Williams back in.
And we've got 4 wide.
1 up top, 3 here to the short side. And from the shotgun.
Uh-oh.
That's actually Cameron Iribarren that took that snap.
Yeah, and there was a fair amount of confusion there, and that play looked like it was supposed to go to Williams, and the snap was bobbled a bit, and by the time Iribarren corralled it, the back was gone, so...
He did pick up a couple of yards out of it, however. It's 3rd down and 6 from the 44. Clock running under 10 minutes remaining. Braves will send 3 receivers out here to the near side.
1 to the left. And Iribarren by himself.
Makes the handoff, finds some room, and gets down to close to the 35-yard line before he's wrestled out.
Stays in, well, actually he stayed inbound. He got knocked down, but won't make any difference to the clock because it's going to keep rolling.
Enough for a 1st down. Give the Braves a fresh set of downs at the Dons' 35-yard line with 9 minutes remaining. And Declan Sparrow back in now under center for the Braves. Two receivers up top, I formation. That's Drew Williams again on the carry. He'll get down to about the 33-yard line. Pickup of a couple. We'll call it 2. 2nd and 8.
Braves in no hurry. Sparrow still in.
I would be shocked and utterly amazed to see the ball in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I formation.
Williams, nice cut.
Again.
And he's close to a first down.
If he got inside the 25, I think he did.
I think he's right at the 25.
Yep, they'll move him. First down, Braves. Drew Williams doing a nice job.
As we cross under 8 minutes here.
1st and 10, Braves from the 25-yard line. Heating up yardage and, most importantly, heating up clock.
This is only the Braves' second possession of the second half. Oh, another nice cut. This time by number 31, Nick Dominguez, with a real nice move. Nick's a 5'11", 160-pound sophomore.
Picks up 5 down to the 20. 2nd and 5 from there. Approaching the 7-minute mark left here in the 4th.
Should mention Drew Williams is a 5'10", 170-pound junior. So
he's got some pretty big shoes to fill next year.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves are going to graduate to a bunch of talent this June.
Mm-hmm.
One man in motion. Dominguez on the carry down to about the 18. And a flag down as well. Face mask against the Dons is the call. That'll be half the distance to the goal from the 18. No, what? Okay, well, make it 5-yard penalty. What do I know?
The El Cheapo face mask.
Yeah.
They still have that one in high school.
Oh, okay. First down for the Braves. Now the ball on the 13-yard line of the Dons, and we are halfway through the 4th quarter. 6 minutes remaining in the game. Can the Braves score again before it's over? Do they want to? Oh, the subs are in. Yes. You bet they do.
Yes to the first one. I'm not sure about the second one.
Drew Williams breaks through. Finally broke down at the 4-yard line. I like this kid. Doing a good job, working hard in there.
Mm-hmm. And it's very, very close to a first down. We'll see if they move the chains. It's going to be, I'm going to give them 9.
9 and a little bit. It'll be a short yard on 2nd down. The ball at about the 3.
Yep.
Again, Braves in no hurry at all. They're going to use up all of the play clock that they can.
Yep. High formation.
No, they are going to give them a first down, Mark.
Oh, okay. So we'll say 10 yards on that one.
Dominguez gets down to the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Pickup of 2. 2nd and goal with 1 yard to go. 49-0 is the score. The Braves trying to add one more before they run out of time. It looks like Cameron Irabaran. No. Take it back.
Still Sparrow.
Sparrow in.
High formation.
Give us to the deep back.
And Williams.
Drew Williams punches it in for the score. The Braves are on the board again. It's 55-0 with the point after coming up.
Scored with 4:02.
And clock still running. Normally, doesn't it stop on a score?
Yes, but I'm not sure we're normal.
I think this is not a running clock. This is a sprinting clock.
Yes.
Point after is away. It's up. It's good. 3:37 and counting, and the Braves now lead 56-0. And that gives us a quick opportunity to thank Rose Isaac of Rose's Embroidery and Anything Athletic. Thank you so much, Rose. We love you for being part of our team again this season. Rose's Embroidery, Anything Athletic, supporting Lompoc athletics all over town, and right here at 100.9 FM KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
So the Braves will kick off for what will probably be the final time of the evening, but one never knows.
Which brings up the really difficult question for tonight, which is how do we get Greg out of this booth?
Yeah,
he may just move in.
I'm going to bring a cot in a little fridge and just camp out here for the rest of the year.
Figure out some way to transport this TARDIS like around the Central Coast.
Kickoff fielded at the 6-yard line.
That's number 1.
Looking for a wedge here on the near side. Gets a little bit of room and out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, 36, 37, which is about 10 yards better than their normal starting spot.
Number 3, Dakota Hill on the return.
And as they switch sides and get ready to play, we will thank our sponsors once again, folks. Remember, it's our sponsors that help make this broadcast and all of our broadcasts this season possible. Thank you so much to the Box Shop, Frederick Quality Plumbing, Hammond Overhead Door, Lompoc Community Bank, the Pizza Garden, Rose's Embroidery, Anything Athletic, Sunset Auto Center, the Surf Connection, Tom's Restaurant, and Wilkerson's Chiropractic. Thank you so much for your support.
Indeed. And we're down to 1:35, and they try to run the ball right up the middle with number 22. That's Chris Ramirez again, and he goes absolutely nowhere.
But he did get there quickly.
That he did.
2nd and 10 from the 36. Clock running, closing in on a minute to go in this one. It's been Braves all the way.
Yep. And they'll probably snap this with just over a minute, or maybe just under a minute. They're certainly in no hurry to prolong this game either.
4 receivers. They will put it in the air, going deep across the middle. Just out of the reach of the outstretched arms of the receiver at the 40-yard line.
That was number 3, Dakota Hill.
And had that ball been about a half a yard shorter, he would be in the end zone right now.
Yes, he would.
Because he was a couple of yards past the defender. The Braves dodged a bit of a bullet on that one. It looks like they can get by one more play. They will survive and preserve the shutout. $20 seconds to go. This will probably, barring a penalty, be the last play of the game.
And all kinds of subs in for the Braves right now, and no pressure at all.
Throw complete and knocked out of bounds at the 47. 8 seconds left, but it's not going to be enough. And this one will be over.
They did pick up a first down on that throw to the Braves 47.
At the end of the game.
56-0 is our score. That's a beautiful scoreboard, Mike, but there's one other thing that's even prettier than that. Can you tell me what it is?
That ship floating out there just offshore with all the lights on. And
that is a beautiful sight. I wish you folks could see it. A beautiful
just past
ship.
Just past the line of palm trees along the shoreline drive there.
Beautiful.
Over the top of the
out there,
Santa Barbara Yacht Club. there are worse things to look at.
This is a beautiful venue, and we are so glad that we could be here. And the Braves were glad to be here as well. They took advantage of it and walked all over the Santa Barbara Dons tonight, 56-0. Mike, is this what you were expecting?
Well, maybe not to this degree, but I figured the Braves would win and win fairly handily. But I wasn't expecting just the absolute shutdown of this Dons passing game that we saw tonight. I mean, it was just brutal in terms of its efficiency. And Santa Barbara shouldn't get too discouraged because there aren't too many teams that they're going to see the rest of the year that are this good.
Yeah.
They are in Division 9, which is got folks like Agura in it, and if they keep their heads about them, they should be able to win some games in the Channel League and advance to the playoffs and maybe even do some damage there.
Well, we've seen the Braves every week, 4 times now, and they seem to improve in some areas every week. This team was good at the beginning of the season. They're better now.
Yeah.
And they're going to get even better than that.
One hopes so, certainly.
This is a real tough football team, ladies and gentlemen, and I think they've got a chance to do something special.
Yeah, talking about Santa Barbara possibly doing some damage in the playoffs. I would be very surprised if Lompoc does not.
Indeed. Well, the next step for the Braves, as we said earlier, they will go home to Houck Stadium and face the Rigetti Warriors next Friday night. We will be there with them, and I hope you will join us.
And Rigetti would love nothing better than to knock off Lompoc.
Yes. They're chomping at the bit.
It would not be the first time they have done so. One of the more disappointing games of my Braves fandom was one that knocked the Braves out of the 1991 playoffs when Rigetti beat them 15-14 up there. And so,
Mikey, you got to let that go, man.
Yeah, these things stick in your memory.
Yeah, I know.
Andrew's still working on that loss to CDM last year. So,
yep. We talk about it every week. Anyway, the Braves had this one from the opening gun, and they come up with a solid victory, 56-0 over the Santa Barbara Dons. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you being here. For Judy back at the studio and for Mike Loney to my right, my name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thanks again for listening. Our final score, once again, from beautiful La Playa Stadium, the Lompoc Braves 56, the Santa Barbara Dons nothing. We'll see you at Houck Stadium next week, everybody. Good night.